12.5 A and B, really. You can just call this 12.5. Just call it 12.5. We're doing both. I won't split them up. But this is circles in the coordinate plane. So I'm going to start you with, it's actually a theorem. It's theorem 11.13. But you don't really need to think of it as a theorem. Basically what it's saying is an equation of a circle. So you have a circle with a center of HK and a radius of R. Okay, if those are the letters, the variables that are going to be attached to a circle, then the equation of a circle is this. It's always going to be x minus your h value squared plus y minus your k value squared equals the radius squared. We call this the standard equation of a circle. Yes, ma'am.
Do H and K actually have a meaning, or are they just letters?
They're just placeholders, just variables. Yeah. Yeah, so this is just saying, let's imagine you have a circle, and the center of that circle is HK, and the radius of the circle is R. Then the formula would be this. That's the standard equation for a circle. Okay, and you'll see how that plays out when we lay this all out. Just out of curiosity, when you look at this formula, this equation, do you see anything familiar about it?
I don't know, it looks like algebra 1A something.
It looks kind of like
It looks like the Pythagorean theorem with parentheses.
It does. Mm-hmm.
used on the test, like the t squared equals whatever. You know what I'm talking about? I don't know.
T squared?
No, it's on the example on the notes. I just remember it. It was like the tan line thing. I don't know. That's what I think of.
Can you give me a hint of where I would know it from?
Well, you're on the right track with Pythagorean theorem.
Oh, I'm smart.
Because when I teach Pythagorean theorem, I say this is how you come up with the distance from point A to point B. It's how far did you go here, how far did you go there, gets you that third side. It's the distance formula, right? Does this look a lot like the distance formula? If I were to square root here and square root here, it's D equals the square root of x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared, right? So it is essentially doing the distance formula, although I think this lesson people find a little more enjoyable than distance formula. For some reason, people just hate distance formula. I don't know what that is. So here is what we are doing with this. Yeah.
I still have your cone.
That's okay.
Do you want the cone back?
Not right now. Later.
Okay.
I do.
It's a nice cone. I wouldn't want it to be
Yes. No, I don't want to misplace it. That's for sure. Thank you for caring. All right, so here's what you're going to do. They're going to give you the question or the prompt, write the standard equation of a circle with center 5, -2, and radius 7. Okay, so you have the standard equation right up here.
So you do x minus 5 squared plus y minus -2 squared.
Right. Okay, so here's the deal. Your h and k are here, right? We're just plugging those into the formula. The biggest place I see mistakes made on this is the formula, the equation, the standard equation, uses subtraction. And you have to be careful with that because when I say x minus 5 is positive, so x minus 5 squared plus, now it's y minus a negative 2 squared.
Equals a plus sign.
So that's plus a positive, right? And then that equals the radius squared. So simplified, it's x minus 5 squared plus y plus 2 squared equals 49. So when they ask for the standard equation, that's what they're looking for.
Are we ever gonna have to like solve that? Can you even solve that?
No, like solve for x or solve for y?
Yeah.
No, but you will plug in x and y at times. But you won't have to like solve for x. I'll show you. It's not so bad. So that's like the quick problem. Plug the numbers in, you're done. You leave that in standard form, you're done, okay? Where it's a little more work intensive is this one.
You're so mean.
Mr. Hoover, how was your spring break?
Stop it.
That was so funny.
Okay.
Disappointment.
So this one, you're doing the standard equation of a circle.
Imagine if she said that on recording.
The things
That
that
would
you
be, that would be on YouTube forever.
Oh my god.
My opinion.
No, it would not.
Because of
You
that-
need Jesus.
that Katie meme.
Well, we're gonna
No.
assume he already has Jesus. And the Katie meme will make his life even better.
Okay.
We really did not need to get theological, but okay.
Actually,
Okay. So this is the problem that tends to be a little more work. It's very manageable. It just makes, you have more steps, okay? There's steps to do here. So if this is our setup, standard equation of a circle with a center of 1, -3 that passes through the point 2, 2. So I'm just gonna rewrite standard equation. You don't have to write this down right now, but I just want you looking at it in front of you. So x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals the radius squared, okay? Right now, you have 4 of the 5 variables. Do you know which 4 you have? Center is what?
X, Y, and H and K.
Right, center is HK. So this is your H, this is your K. And then the point that it passes through is a point on the circle. So that's an X and a Y of the circle. So this is gonna be X, this is gonna be Y. But standard form says that you plug numbers in here, here, and here. So we have to figure out what R is, but we only have one unknown, so we can do that fairly simply. So we're gonna take these numbers and we're gonna put them into standard form, okay? So it's X, which is 2, minus H, which was 1, so 2 minus 1 squared. And then we take our Y, 2, minus a -3 squared equals the radius squared.
so then you're solving for R.
Now you're solving for R. So essentially you're just simplifying, right? 2 minus 1 is 1 squared. 2 minus a -3, and be very careful with positives and negatives in this lesson. That's where a lot of mistakes get made. 2 plus 3, so 5 squared equals R squared. So this is 1 plus 25, or 26, is your radius squared. Okay, now think of standard form. It looks like this. This is R squared. So do you need to solve for R? No, you need to solve for R squared, right? So this number is what gets put in place of your R squared right here. So don't square root it, because if you square root it and then you square it again, you'll round, and then when you square it, it's wrong. Okay, so just leave it as R squared. Don't give yourself an extra step. So your answer right now is taking out this number, taking out this number, putting in that number. So you're pretty much done. You just need to put things in the right place, right? So this is going to be x minus 1 squared plus y plus 3 squared equals what? 26.
Where are the circles at? Where are all these circles at?
This is the equation of a circle. If you put in values of x and y here that worked and plotted those points, all those points would make a circle. This is the equation for a circle.
So you're gonna do that and make a circle in that graph in the bottom right?
Not on this one because this one's not pretty. It won't. It would be a not a pretty one. Questions on that?
No.
What's that?
Okay. No, that's not it. Here's where your graph comes in. This is example 3. If you have graph paper, this is where you're going to use it. Ooh. Okay, so for example 3, it's going to say, write the standard equation of the circle. Okay, and you have this circle. Does red show up okay on the graph? Can you see that point pretty well? Okay.
That circle's an L.
Pretend, hey, I tried my best.
And I commend you for that. Very good.
Pretend that looks like a circle, okay? I want the standard equation of that circle. So think about, what do you need? You need 2 things. What?
Yeah, H and a K.
You need HK, so you need the center of the circle,
The radius, which is 3.
and you need the radius. So your center is what?
Very.
What's the center of your circle?
0.
0, 0. Okay, what's the radius of your circle?
3.
3. That's these right here, right? 1, 2, 3 is your radius. So your radius is 3, your center is 0, 0. Now you're doing what we did on that first problem. Here's H, here's K, here's R. So if I plug it into standard form right now, oh.
Oh, sick.
It's Sarah! Ah! Sarah, do you need help?
Sorry, that was me.
All right, so standard form, tell me what it would look like. X
Minus 0 equals y, squared.
squared
Square plus
plus,
y plus minus
0
0.
squared equals 3 squared.
okay. Thank you. This needs to be simplified. So x minus 0 is
Quick maths.
Stop that.
x, right? Y minus 0 is y. So this is your standard form. Okay, notice if your center is 0, 0, all the parentheses go away. It's just x squared plus y squared.
This is a time.
Okay,
What?
This is a nice one. It was fun. And it is fun.
okay.
I hate that.
Any questions on those first 3 examples?
Is there any more?
That's the first half. That's 12.5a.
Oh, yay. That's
Here's 12.5b.
Or is it quick?
It is really
And your perception of time sucks.
good.
Isn't there Aries on one?
Yes.
Wow, you guys. All right, for this one, you are going to find the center and the radius
Oh,
given x minus 7 squared plus y plus 2 squared equals 64. Okay, so now I'm giving you standard form, and you have to pull out the center and the radius. And this is one where people mix up their positives and negatives a lot. So just be really aware of what is actually a positive number and what is actually a negative number, okay? The formula says it's x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals the radius squared, right? So what is h right now?
H
Oh, 8?
It's a positive 7, right? Because the formula is saying x minus some number. X minus some number. That some number is 7. So although it looks negative because it's minus 7, it is a positive 7. And k would be negative 2 because it's y minus a negative 2 would give you y plus 2. Okay, so when you're pulling out the center, it's always going to be opposite of what it looks like in the problem. So your center is 7, negative 2. And your radius is 8. So r squared is 64 right now. You square root that. That makes your radius 8.
I love that.
Okay?
That's nice.
So just make sure you're doing opposites when you find the center. If it looks negative up here, it's a positive. If it looks positive up here, it's a negative. Okay? Because we're using subtraction. Questions on that? All right. Last one. Is it what? This one is just another one that we're then going to graph doing this same thing. So let's say this is your equation. X plus 2 squared plus y minus 1 squared equals 9, okay? What is my center of this circle?
Negative 2, positive 1.
Right, so opposite of what it looks like, negative 2, positive 1. What's my radius? The radius would be 3. It's the square root of 9. So the radius is 3. The center is negative 2, 1. Okay, now they're going to ask you to graph some of these.
Oh.
Here's what I need from you. If you tried to graph a bunch of points, it would take you forever and you'd be kind of guessing where you need to end up. I need 4 points and the center.
Okay.
And I will show you how simple that can truly be. Here it is. If our center is negative 2, 1, negative 2, 1 would be here. Oh, that's a highlighter, not a pen. Sorry. All right, so negative 2, 1, that's my center. My radius is 3. And if I try and go 3 units this way, I have no idea where I end up, right? But I know what 3 units to the right and 3 units to the left and 3 units up and 3 units down are, right? So when you graph this, all I need you to do is go 3 up, 3 down, 3 to the left, 3 to the right, and then you can freehand the rest of it, okay? Please don't make it look like a square. If you do this, I will mark you wrong. It has to have some curvature to it, okay? But I won't mark you off if it looks like my last one did, because I get it. It's hard to freehand. So you're going to just freehand a circle like that. If you have a compass, you're welcome to use a compass. Then it's going to be beautiful. But I don't expect you to use a compass, okay? I don't. I just put it down because when everyone walked in, it was so hot.
So when we graph it, you want to draw a circle?
Yeah, you're going to plot the 4 points and then connect them with the best circle you can make, okay? Questions on any of that? Do you want to see another sample of any of them?
I want to try that.